Welcome back to Slayer Talk. And now your hosts, Mark and Carol. How's it going? Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to Slayer Talk. My name is Mark. With me as always is my quizzical girlfriend, Carol.
Hey, what's up?
Not much.
I decided I wasn't going to give you shit this time. I was just going to let you go.
Yep.
And then you pushed it.
I think I felt it.
So far.
I think I felt that you were going to be fine with it. And I was like, no, I can't stand.
Oh, my goodness. That didn't even sound like... I don't know what that sounded like.
You didn't like that voice?
No.
Well,
I don't like a pervert.
I don't know if I like... Wow. What kind of pervert you been hanging around?
Only you.
But anyway, I don't know if I liked this episode.
Really? Aw. You were starting to like it.
Well, I mean... I think so. The creator of the show, as we said before, is somebody named Joss Whedon.
Joss.
2 S's, don't wear them out. Whedon. I believe he's created the darkest Care Bear universe that's ever existed.
It is weird because it seems like it's
so cheesy.
Yeah, but then it gets so
dark. But then, like,
dark.
the most fucked up shit happens.
So it's, like, not cheesy because you can't just, like, laugh it off.
Yeah, and that's it makes it even more surprising.
Yeah.
When the thing that happens, I'm like, no. I mean, that's not going to happen because this is a fucking cartoon universe. This is a Scooby-Doo universe. This would be like if the Scooby Gang were like, now let's see who you really are. And they try to pull off the mask, but it wasn't a mask. It was really just a monster. And they just pull his face off. He's like, ah!
Right?
Oh, I guess you just were a monster. Mystery solved, gang. And then they just go back to eating fries.
That's pretty much it.
Like, what the fuck? This episode was so... Oh, my God.
And when it started, I didn't have very high hopes because it seemed like a cheesy premise, too.
Oh, my God. Such a cheesy premise. And so they're at the zoo, and all of a sudden we have this clique of 4 kids that are complete fucking assholes that hang out with each other and just make fun of people. They're making fun of Buffy. And
yeah, the bullies.
Buffy's are but it's not, what's her name? Charisma Carpenter.
Cordelia.
Yeah, it's not Cordelia. It's not anybody else we've already established or seen. It's just they're just new. It's the guest stars of the week, assholes of the week.
They need disposable high school students. That's what it is.
Apparently, do you think any parent would let any of their children attend this fucking school after everything that's going on here? I mean, so many things happen here. Teachers are dying. You know, like, it's just...
Yeah, a lot.
Every fucking week.
I mean, this is like, what, the 5th week? 4th week? And this is 2 different... One teacher and...
Well, we'll get to it.
Somebody else.
But... So, they dare this nerd to go into the hyena pen, and...
Which is, like, closed. It's, like, got, like, caution tape around it.
Xander goes after them because he wants to be the hero or whatever.
And he's like, you don't need Slayer power for this.
Right. So he goes in there, and they end up getting possessed by dogs. Or
by hyenas. All of them, except for the kid that they were making fun of.
Yeah, their eyes flash and everything. It's, it's whatever. But Xander, this is why I didn't have high host for the episode. Xander turns, looks almost directly at camera, and gives this, like this I'm evil look. And my first note is Xander doesn't know how to look anything other than adorable, because when he turns towards the camera and gives that look, it's like you look like a puppy.
I don't know. I mean, he does look like a puppy most of the time, yes, but I still got it. He still conveyed what he wanted to.
Yeah, I guess. It was bad acting.
Well, and it was bad, like, story and bad effects. because their eyes literally just flash, and now they're hyena spirits or whatever.
Right.
Like, they still are people, but they're...
The hyena souls are now in their body.
Yeah, now they're laughing like hyenas and acting like a pack.
And acting like hyenas.
Yeah. It's weird. It's a weird thing.
They're hungry like hyenas.
Like, it's not like you hear about this. It's not like a werewolf, right? I mean, this is actual possession by an animal spirit. That's weird.
It is weird. And again, no vampires.
Yeah. Like, what is up with... Why are there no vampires in the vampire show?
Yeah, I feel like Jeff Goldblum in
Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
They're going to be dinosaurs on this dinosaur tour?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's the premise of the episode. And they essentially figure it out because Xander acts like a fucking asshole.
It's hilarious, though. He walks into the bronze and starts sniffing Buffy. I mean, that's when it starts getting creepy, though, because, like, when he's sniffing people and then the other pack members are, like, just looking at people like they want to eat them, they're good at that look. He's not good at that look.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, he mentioned something about Angel, and well, I guess this is later, but yeah, he's sniffing her a lot, and he's going after her sexually.
Yeah, later in the episode, it basically tries to rape her, and he, like you said, he mentions, "Oh, you like the bad boys, right?"
Angel or something like that, because he's never around or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like, yeah, never around, like Buffy's dad.
Oh my god.
And that's why.
But yeah, it was pretty fucked up. But while he's trying to rape Buffy, the other dudes are doing something equally horrifying.
Yeah. So they establish that their mascot is the Razorback.
Which, yeah.
And so the principal gets, a teacup pig.
Yeah, it was so cute. It was not a Razorback at all.
No. So all the hyena people and Xander they're together Xander sniffs. It almost seems like he's supposed to be the leader. And he's like, hot dogs. And so they go up to these dudes and they or he says dogs.
Yeah.
And
I thought they were going to go eat some dogs.
And but it's hot dogs.
Yeah.
So they start he's like, too cooked.
Yeah. Yeah, they pick up somebody's food off their plate, eat it, and then spit it out and throw it away because it's too cooked.
So they go find the pig. Mm-hmm. And Carol and I are like, there's no way that these kids are going to eat this cute fucking pig.
Cute little pig that was dressed up and everything.
So they go to commercial. And they come back, and the principal's pissed because the pig is dead.
Yeah, and it has been eaten. It is established that it has been eaten.
And he suspects the 4 cliquey people.
Uh-huh.
And like you said, this is when she's trying to rape Buffy, so he wasn't there for this. He was there for it.
No.
Yes, he was. He was there for that. He wasn't there for the principal thing.
Yeah, he was there for the eating of the pig, but the principal doesn't realize that he's hanging around this clique now. Right. He just thinks it's just them.
So he's free to go try to rape Buffy. And the 4...
He does fail, FYI.
Yeah. And the 4 get called to the principal's office because he thinks he's correct. But the principal believes that as a prank, these 4 killed and then ate a raw pig. And he's like, I better call your parents. Like, what are you fucking talking? Like, this is a gross underreaction to one of the most fucking messed up things I've ever heard. You thought regular human beings did this.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like, you can tell he's freaked out, and I think he just wants to get them away from him, because the way he says it is, I'm going to call your parents, and they're going to come and pick you up. Like, he wants them away. He wants them gone, because they're freaking him out.
I guess. But then they scratch his face.
Yeah.
And then they descend upon him. And again, we go to commercial, and Giles got called. Giles, the librarian that never does anything other than look up occult shit.
Right.
I don't even know how he got this job. He gets called away to a special meeting. He comes back in, and I'm like, I'm saying to you, I said to you, I was like, they're not going to kill the principal. Like we've known this. We've seen this character several times. They're not just going to kill him, right? Giles comes in and says, yeah, they ate him.
Yep.
They fucking ate a person.
Cannibals. Nasty, nasty cannibals.
So they ate a person. Mm-hmm. The principal. He's gone. He's never coming back. He's been eaten.
So I think, we're establishing this show isn't afraid to get rid of anybody or do anything.
It's dark as fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that happens.
Like earlier in the episode too, when they're first going into this hyena pit, the guy that works there had said something about like they'll prey upon the weak. Mm-hmm. So that comes up several times throughout the episode.
And then they go to sleep off what they just ate, the hyenas. Uh-huh. And they're in the park, and a woman comes up upon them, happens upon them.
Oh, yeah.
And they look like, we're going to eat you now. And she kind of turns a little bit, and we see, strapped to her back, is a baby in a baby carrier, a cute little baby. And I was thinking, what the fuck? I give the show a lot of credit. I was 100% emotionally invested. Are they going to kill and eat this baby?
It would have fit.
But they allow her, I guess because they're sated or whatever.
Yeah.
After eating their principal. They allow her to just like kind of back away and leave. So the show is at least having some lines, I guess.
Right. Well, yeah, they do say that though, that once they have fed and rested, and they fed on the principal and now they're resting. Yeah. They will come and seek their missing pack member, which was Xander, because he was off with Buffy.
Yeah, and Buffy, whatever, threw a chair at him, I think, or something. Hit him with a
table.
Chair. Yeah, hit him with a table.
And, locked him up.
And they imprisoned him.
Because they have a cage in the library, by the way. Yeah. Did you notice that?
There's just a convenient library cage.
Like, why do they have a cage in the library?
What kind of librarian needs to keep people locked up?
Only Mr. Giles. I really want to know how he explains that shit, though. I really do. I mean, maybe it's supposed to house the expensive books that they keep under lock and key.
What kind of expensive books do they have in just a regular high school?
Well, he has his expensive books, though.
I guess, but someone had to commission that.
Right.
Libraries don't just come equipped with fucking jails.
Yeah.
So he had to commission that and requisition that. Builders had to come in. They had to be like, "What the fuck? Why is this? Why are we putting a jail cell inside a library?"
Very weird.
I always felt like school was a prison, but this is getting ridiculous. I don't know why the construction worker wants to be a comedian.
Right. So they had left Willow with Xander.
Hello.
And she says that she offered to stay behind because she knows him best and she wanted to see if he was still him. Mm-hmm. And he's trying to talk her to let him out of the cage. He has been super mean to her this whole episode.
He talks about how he pulls a prank on her about the nature of our relationship has changed and all this stuff and everything. And he's like, so I want you to fuck off or whatever.
Right.
I remember exactly what he says.
Well, basically, I was using you to tutor me, but I don't care anymore.
Oh, yeah. And he's like I want Buffy, I don't want you. At one point he says something about, you're delusional for thinking I would ever settle for you. He says some really fucking mean shit.
Really fucked up. And
I wouldn't be surprised if this Willow never wants to date any guy ever again.
Aw. That would be sad. But I mean, they make friends. They're fine. They make up at the end. I wouldn't forgive him.
Well, at the end of the episode, let's paint the rest of the picture. Okay. So they discover, at first Giles is like, he's just being a normal teenager.
Right.
And, eating your principal.
Yeah, preying on the weak.
She's like, no, you're wrong. And then, I don't remember what convinces him. He does something, and she's like...
Eats the pig.
Oh, yeah, the pig gets eaten. And he's just like, oh, just a teenager, huh? He's like, okay, I'm going to look at my books. So he discovers that this is a thing. African tribes worshiping animals and something about the pureness of animal souls or whatever. They get into the weeds a little bit on this. And then they go back to the zoo with the creepy zookeeper who had told Buffy oh no, you can't go in there, the hyena cage, because of all this stuff. It's closed and all this shit and everything. And these are rare African hyenas. We just got in. They haven't been housebroken yet or whatever. And he talked like he was, like he really wanted to be at a haunted amusement ride, like at a carnival.
Right.
And I noticed that. And then it turns out, as you know, Giles is talking to him, and he's like, hey, this is what happened. And he's like, oh yeah, it makes a lot of sense. He's like, but how could they have done it? And he's like, well, there has to be an act of aggression or something like that and everything. And
there was definite aggression going on with the bullies.
Exactly. Although Xander wasn't being aggressive, so I don't know exactly how he got roped into it. But
he wasn't he kind of being aggressive towards the bullies?
I guess. But anyway, so the guy's like, oh, of course, that makes sense. And they go, no one picks up on this or anything. No one picks up on the fact that there's a sigil on the ground and stuff like that. So Giles comes in and he's like, oh, yeah, you've got the sigil in here and everything. And the guy's all dressed up in like ceremonial mask and stuff. And even then, Giles'
face is painted.
Isn't like, yeah, it looks like he's going to a fucking New Jersey Devils game or something like that. But so Giles finally is like, figures out, oh, why would this be on the floor before now to allow this to even happen? And then that's when he was like, oh, you must be so disappointed that they figured it out when you couldn't or whatever. He's like, well, I know it now. I'm gonna fucking get all those souls in me. And we cut away. It seems like he should have just killed Giles, but I guess he just put him in a closet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I think he just said to Giles, okay, go to your trailer now.
Right.
Read a book. We'll call you when we need you again. Just walk in through that door. Because he just goes away.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah, and then all the peoples show up.
Yep.
Because
all the peoples in the world show up.
No, how do they get them there?
Buffy and crew.
Because they're looking for Xander and Xander's there? And Xander's following Buffy. That's what it was. Because they found them. They were, again, torturing a family, small child and mother in a car.
Right, yeah.
And Buffy's like, hey.
And a father, too, though.
Yeah. And Buffy comes up and she's like, hey, you know what you want. Because that's what he tried to say to her when he was trying to fucking rape her. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, oh, yeah, I do want you. And they all start running after her.
Yeah.
So that's how she lures them there so that they can do the
reverse spell.
Right.
And then the bad guy of the episode, the zookeeper guy, basically just says like, la la la, or whatever, just a couple words, and all the souls go into him.
And then he ends up with the actual hyenas, and
they push him in. They push him into the hyena pit.
Yeah, they eat him.
Yeah.
It's justice.
They also give us this complete line of bullshit. This has to be bullshit. Where they say hyenas can understand human speech, and they will follow people and then learn their names. And then when they're camping or whatever, when they're around the campfire, they'll call out their name to lure them out so the pack can then eat them. I think Australia is where they have hyenas or whatever. I guess Africa. Too. That can't be true.
These hyenas had come from Africa. I think we should go to the library and look it up, because I think that would be really interesting if it was true, but it probably isn't.
It's got to be bullshit.
We'll see. I will go to the library and look it up.
Carol. How would they even talk?
Well, parrots can mimic human speech.
But so hyenas can?
I'm just saying it's not unheard of for an animal to be able to mimic human speech. My friend had a parrot, and every time the phone rang, they'd say hello. So they knew even the context of the word.
What if your name was Griffin? They could probably do that. Griffin. Yeah. So then he gets killed and eaten by hyenas. Not a well thought out plan by him, by the way.
Yeah. Not at all.
And then Giles just comes to the door and he's like, "Hey, what happened to him?"
Yeah.
I wasn't tied up or anything. I was just in the other room.
And then Xander tries to act like he doesn't remember anything that happened while he was possessed.
Uh-huh.
But he totally does.
Because Giles says, hey, I in all my research, I didn't See, because he's like, oh, I don't remember eating a pig. I don't remember what I did to you, Buffy. I hope I didn't do anything crazy or anything. And they're like, no, you're okay, and stuff. And Giles is like, yeah, I didn't read anything about, people not remembering or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he's like, just, I'll keep your secret safe or whatever. But that's what makes this the darkest universe.
Right.
Because there are 4 teenage kids, even though they were asshole bullies before, there are 4 teenage kids that killed and ate their principal and now remember that. They're all in a fucking padded room somewhere, right?
We'll never see them again, so we'll never know.
How do you come back from that mentally?
I don't know.
Imagine remembering killing and eating your principal alive.
Nope, I would not be okay.
Where are you going from there?
Right.
The woman that got her mouth sealed shut. Just all this shit. All these kids need fucking therapy or a body bag.
Agreed. But they didn't do anything with them at the end of the episode, did they? They just last time we see them is by the hyena cage, right?
Yep.
Maybe they should have gotten eaten too. That would have cleaned it up nicer. I'm just saying.
That's the scene that we didn't see. Afterwards, Giles just kind of looks at him and he's like, yeah, So they just one by one, as they're screaming and begging for mercy, throw them into the hyena pit.
Or they commit suicide.
Yeah, they could do that too, yes.
I think that fits.
My God, you're so happy about it.
Well, they were assholes, so.
Yeah, I guess they deserve it. They did make fun of that one kid. So they did tell Buffy when she walked up with, alone, saying, "Oh, Buffy, it's you with all your friends." Because there was no one there. She was alone.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
Yeah. So they did make that joke, so I guess they deserve to die.
But yeah, Willow and Xander are all fine again. And like I said, I wouldn't have forgiven him, would you?
If I thought he did. Well, it wasn't really him.
I guess.
But it did seem like it was kind of really him, though, because he had a lot of his own thoughts. Yeah,
it was like a lot of personal knowledge. And it kind of like twisted how he acted, but it was still kind of him.
Like the hyena's just like... I mean, was the hyena making value judgments based on what he saw in Xander's brain?
I guess.
It seems like this guy doesn't want to settle for you. It was weird.
It seemed very personal.
Yeah. More personal than it should have been.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, assuming possession even happens, then you have to get into the whole, are you in control at all or not? Do you remember or not? And then in this universe, they remember.
They're all about
but
possession.
They weren't in control, I guess.
Yeah. Passengers in their own body.
Yeah, because that's what vampires are supposed to be, right?
Possessed, yeah. So this Whedon dude's all about possession.
Okay.
Well, because it's a bunch of possession stuff.
So we're making him pretty dark and dirty too.
The witch episode, she possessed her daughter.
Right.
Changed bodies. Freaky Friday'd her.
Right. Huh. So, like, Quentin Tarantino has, like, a foot thing.
Apparently.
Now,
I've only seen, I think 2 of his movies, but...
And now we'll say Joss Whedon has a possession thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 9/10 of the law.
Sure.
But in Joss Whedon's world, it is the law. Yeah, but that is the episode for the week.
It is.
Yeah, so why don't you fucking close the show up? Why don't you get on your feet, possess the mic, and give all these laughing hyenas what they want.
All right, so go ahead and write us at latefee1994 at AOL.com. Mm-hmm. Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com. Mm-hmm. And share the tapes with your friends.
That's right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
I'll tell you what, that fucking dumb laugh of Xander's as a hyena was like the worst thing I've ever heard.
It was not good. No.